My name is Sharon Seibel.
My name is Seibel.
I live in Newton, Massachusetts. I'm 69 years old.
We've been married 40 years.
And I'm a 13-year stage 3 pancreatic cancer survivor. When I was little, I realized that everybody died of something, but it seemed that in my family, the women were dying of the same thing, and that was ovarian cancer. So I spent my young adulthood petrified that I might be the next in line. I tested positive for the BRCA gene mutation, so I had my tubes and ovaries out, and I really wasn't too concerned. So I was absolutely incredulous when I found out 10 years later that I had pancreatic cancer. That is also associated with the BRCA gene mutation, but I wasn't thinking about that. I was pretty devastated. I just spent time trying to get everything in order so that I could pass the baton to my husband because I didn't think I was going to be here. He didn't want to listen because he figured if he didn't learn how to pay a bill, nothing would happen to me.
First was denial, then what are we going to do to figure this out?
I got enrolled in a proton beam radiation study and then the Whipple procedure, and both of them went great, and I was pretty optimistic until the pathology report came back. I had multiple positive nodes. I had a very, very slim chance of survival, and I had to figure out what to do. I didn't want to have standard chemotherapy.
Her father had very difficult chemotherapy, and it just destroyed him.
I called my brother, Dr. Arnie Glazier, who spent his career trying to develop novel chemotherapies without toxicity. And I asked him if he would be able to come up with something curative with no side effects. I said, and by the way, I need it in 6 weeks. I mean, it's like kind of a crazy ask, but I figured, why not at this point? He said, don't worry, Sharon, I'm already on it. It involved using an alkylating agent to destroy all the cancer cells. But the only problem was it would also destroy my bone marrow, and that's not compatible with life. So he suggested having my stem cells frozen, and if I needed them, they could always put them back. There was one prominent cancer researcher who said if he were in my situation, he would do exactly that. There was somebody else who said, are you trying to kill your sister? But there were enough knowledgeable researchers and clinicians who thought that it made sense. So I gave it a lot of thought, and I talked with my husband.
As a doctor, I've read a lot of papers, and I thought this made sense.
And I also knew that my brother would not be suggesting this unless he thought that it had a really good possibility of working. But I was the first person in the world to have this for pancreatic cancer, so it was a risk. How'd it go? I am here. I am here to tell the story. 13 years later, I think it's quite remarkable because I saw how my dad suffered, and I see how so many people are suffering. And what I'm really excited about is that they developed a modification of what I had. It is finishing up in clinical trials at Memorial Sloan Kettering. It's called the Sharon trial. My hope is that other people will benefit from what I went through and be able to enjoy a long life with no side effects. Somebody has to be first, and I was one of the first people who published a story on the Let's Win website in 2016. Being a pancreatic cancer patient way back when was somewhat lonely. I mean, the fact that you're doing a whole survivor series is wonderful. So I have to say thank you. My prognosis was so dire. To be here now, healthy and no side effects, being there for my family, and how much I would have missed out on. My mom is going to be 90. I've been able to really be a help to her. She's incredibly supportive. And of course, my husband, he's been an incredible support for me. I am so incredibly grateful just to be here. Every day, I am so happy to be alive. I just feel very fortunate.